Hello, hello, Josie here. Are you ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, we'll see. You know, being a bigender woman, it's not easy. I never thought it was going to be easy. I never believed it was going to be easy. I knew it was going to be some difficulties. But I'm really surprised at how individuals have tried to make my life difficult, mostly because I did not want to bend to what they wanted me to do. So, we're talking about a myriad of people, right? A myriad. It did not matter that I was not carrying myself like a slut or a hoe. All right? So, what I'm saying is, typically when it comes to transgender women, which I am not, I am a bigender woman. But typically, with transgender women, they are stereotyped into being involved in certain behaviors, such as pornography and prostitution. Now, I never engaged in that behavior, thankfully. But it could have happened to me. There are individuals that viewed me or saw me as if I was a slut or a prostitute. And I had a career that I was in for over 2 decades. I had merits from my career. Businesses that I started, other people's businesses that I helped to start and helped to progress and grow. A kind and loving spirit, meaning I'm not someone that's going to screw somebody over or intentionally hurt somebody. Yet, there are a lot of individuals that did that to me. There were individuals that wanted to subject me because of stereotype, because of their belief, because of their feelings, because of their opinions, because of what they thought I was. They wanted to subject me to being treated and viewed as a prostitute. Some of these individuals went as far as to interfere and interject themselves into my career, coming to my business, my storefront, causing issues, putting in false lies and reviews about me. They then tried to instigate toxicity and manipulate behavior from harassment and bullying. I'm not even going to get into what some of these individuals said to me. My former manager, because he was not able to get in my pants with me being willing to allow him to do so, he decided to also harass and bully me and pit other individuals, such as other managers in the company, other people within the company, to call the storefront and basically test me because he was telling them lies about me. So he basically set me up to be terminated because I was not interested in him sexually and I was not taking his advances. He wanted to subject me to the treatment that he believes transgender women should have to deal with, such as prostitution, certain things that transgender women have had to deal with for a long time. I'm talking about the real and authentic ones, the ones that are truthful and honest about who they are. I'm not talking about the ones that see it as a fucking trend. And I am the betterment of that group. Now, if you want to take that the wrong way, you go right ahead. I'm just telling you what God has shown me and what God has wanted me to do with what it is that He has placed me to do in this world. Be a light to others. Be an example to others. Be a better individual. Make better choices. A lot of transgender women, they did what in their mind and with their circumstances, what they had to do to get by, to survive, and they were taken advantage of. So I've had to deal with not only men trying to subject me to that, but also fucking women that tried to subject me to that, as well as competing with me. Not only hating on me, but competing with me and pitting other women up against me, as well as trying to get other men to do things against me as well too, to subject me to certain treatment that they thought and deemed I should have. That's okay. These crickets can make their noise. This is their environment. I'm not going to let it disturb me or stop me from speaking on this because it needs to be said. Not only am I a representative in a lot of ways of what you can do to get yourself out of some of these situations, but as I just stated, there are individuals out there in the world that want to subject certain people to what they think they should have to deal with and or what they believe they should be subjected to, which is not equal and fair treatment. As I told you, all the things that were done to me, and that's not even a quarter. There is more. Now, in this neighborhood that I live in, I like to go for walks around the neighborhood to get exercise. I enjoy the sun, right? I cannot tell you how many men have tried to solicit me, and because I did not take them up on their solicitation, they then decided to throw out lies about me and my character, basically saying all the things that I was not, that they wanted me to be for them. And they told everybody. So now I got people coming and throwing evil eye, spell work at me, wives guarding their husbands, thinking I'm trying to get after their husband, and I'm not interested at all. I'm not paying any attention to them. But because there are certain individuals that told those lies about me, now you got a lot of people talking shit and saying I'm this, that, and the other, as well as coming to my place of employment to try to give me a hard time and be difficult. Tell you all that. Now let's go to family. Let's go to family. Sister, jealous of me, actually came out of her mouth. She was competing with me. Instead of asking me for help with whatever it was she wanted to do, whether it was a hair unit or a wig, or whether it was makeup, or whether it was clothing or styling, or exercise, eating habits, something to help her. No, she decided to low-key be jealous and hateful and envious of me behind the scenes until she said it out of her mouth to my face. And that's when I had to put some distance between us. And what did she do? What did she do because I put distance between us? Because I know how toxic a jealous female can be just from my experiences in my career. Oh, let me also put this in there as well too. Former CEO of the company that I work for, she took my information, my dissertation that I shared with her and shared it with the new CEO, and then had other individuals implement these things that I put in my dissertation instead of elevating me to a higher position. Because what ended up happening in the company after the new CEO took over and got my dissertation and information on what she should do to improve the company, she implemented all of those ideas and made bank, lots of bank off of it. I'm talking about millions per year. But she wanted to subject me to a lower station, a lower position in the company because she was threatened by me. So if a female will do that, as well as other males would do that too, to me, because they felt some type of way, what do you think other individuals would do? Brother. Not only did my brother violate me at a young age, which has nothing to do with me being bigender, as a lot of people like to associate a transgender individual and or myself, which is a bigender individual, wanting to transition because we were violated or we were assaulted at a young age. That was not the case with me. He knew who I was long before I was aware of who I was. He just took advantage. So not only did he violate me, but he stole from me throughout the years. He's also lied on me to other people, manipulated situations, and been toxic, sending people up against me to attack me, as well as sending people to try to date me. Same thing goes with my father. My mother, that's another video altogether. That's a whole nother video, a long video, and I'm sure I will share that soon. So, that's why I have a problem with transgender women, especially out here in the world today, that are perpetrating and fronting and fraudulent and saying that they're something that they're not, when they're basically playing games and setting back. And I'm not even going to call it a movement, because that's not what it is. It's not a movement. These are people's lives, their livelihood, their well-being, as well as their health, all important. Just like it's important to the heterosexual couple next door, just like it's important to the married heterosexual couple next door, just like it's important to the lesbian couple down the street, just like it's important to the homosexual couple on the other side of the neighborhood. Why should it be any different for a transgender woman or a bigender woman like myself? But yet and still, we're hated on, we're disrespected, we're treated like shit, and then when we actually do try to do better for ourselves, people want to set us back and give us a hard time and try to subject us to treatment that we were going through in the 70s, in the 80s. You know, they want us to get involved in certain behaviors that I'm really tired of hearing a lot of individuals engaging in. It doesn't even have to do with just transgender individuals. These are people in general, people that are doing some low-handed, underhanded things to basically get by and survive. And I'm sad to see it. I'm really sad and disappointed to see it. But it's happening. So you have people out there that are trying to subject good, upstanding individuals that just so happen to be transgender or bigender or different or homosexual or lesbian or whatever. They want to subject them to ill, harsh treatment because they're bigots, or they're hateful, or they're jealous, or they're envious, or they're pissed off because you don't want to have sex with them and be subjected to being treated like a prostitute or a slut. And who's got me through all this, saying all this, and being aware of all this stuff? Well, God has shown me quite a bit, but the TGLBQ community has also shown me a lot too, because there's a lot of segregation and a lot of hatred within that community as a whole. And we're now in the end of Pride Month. I haven't done anything related, because to me, it's not for me. It's not for me. I've seen it from different sides, different angles, different energies, different people, different attitudes, but it's really a lot of the same shit that you have in the everyday heterosexual world, except it's been ramped up times 100 in the TGLBQ community. Yet I'm subjected to being put in that community when I've been subjected to such horrific treatment from that community alone. I could tell you stories of not only what I've seen, but what I've experienced and what has happened to me by the hands and minds of those in the community. That's supposed to be a family? Not really. You don't know how it feels to be me, and I don't necessarily know how it feels to be you until you show me. Until you show me through your actions, your behavior, your attitude, your arrogance, your cockiness, your bitterness, your resentfulness against other people, as well as your insecurities within yourself, when you then try to hurt and or attack and or affect somebody else that is just trying to live their life and actually be a better person. Be better than the stereotype. I'm gonna leave it at that.